Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I have here all the different decks. This is an introduction to the readings. I'm using 4 different decks, and so I'm here to tell you that I'll be doing the mixing off camera for 3 of the decks, laying the spread as you see, and then when I'm with you, I will mix the Vera Sibilla cards and clarify with you. And then I'll be using my runes, and this month I'll be using tiger eyes runes because the contrast is a little easier to see. And of course, as I say that, you cannot see that. Okay. Now, the decks I'll be using is my picture postcards. For a few, I'll take a few of those. Then I'll be using the Happy Tarot, which is a delightful deck. The Happy Tarot. And then I'll be using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Take 1 card from there. And of course, then Vera Sibilla. This time I'll be using the Vera Sibilla that is a very rare deck, very rare. And I use it sparingly because I can't find a replacement. All right, so on to our readings. Thank you, old and new subscribers. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye. Hi, Leo. It's your turn. I have the spread laid out. Let's take a look. I have the first card here is a young woman reading a book of hours by Benson, Ambrosius Benson. Then I have 2 Happy Tarot cards. The first is the Strength card. So cute. I love these cards. And the second is the Ace of Cups. Then I have the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, Ochozi Santeria. This is a 10. And then I have the Visitation of Saint Elizabeth to the Virgin Mary. Now here we have, all right, it would be sort of superficial to say that there is a spiritual high here, definitely. You are making a qualitative jump. There is a resurgent energy, spiritually speaking here. That is undoubtedly the case. This Ace of Cups attests to that. Beautiful. But you come into the month, all right, let's start with the reading. You come into the month questioning your spirituality values, your spiritual values, and what is it that sparks what is it that can make me feel better, that doesn't have to do with money, that doesn't have to do with seeing this person, that person, the other person, going on to work and getting a promotion. What is it? What else is there? And these are things that you question yourself, and you do a lot of researching, not only soul searching, but you do the research as well. Now, the Strength here does talk. This is your card, Leo, and it is in this month. The Leo sign is from July 21st, and again, happy birthday before your time if you have a birthday in July. July 21st to August 20th. And this is where when I say the spiritual high, it is in your time. This is the action that you take. The month of July is a time for you to explore in other dimension and other planes, things that are not of this earth, things that are much more otherworldly. Let me use those words. And we have here the environment. Your environment in the month of July is the Ace of Cups. And it is a moment where you have the beginning. It's the message that the beginning is here. Usually we say the cups are emotions. Yes, they are emotions, but they are spiritual cards as well. We could argue this at length. I mean, tarot reading is a practice, a divination practice, and spirituality, depending on what definition you have, and so on and so forth and so on. The Ace of Cups for me, like the Ace of Pentacles, is the mark of a beginning for you that holds something that will be of value to the rest of your life. Now, this is the month of July. The month of July is ripe, is prosperous for that time, for this spiritual awakening, seeking, for this high, because it's the beginning, and it's this high that will make you then develop and take a path down spiritual awakening. Very, very interesting. When there is nowhere else to go, your emotions, I'm talking about your emotions, you have had it all. Many people say, oh, I've done it all. I have a wonderful family. I've had a career. I, have all this and that. There's nothing else that I would rather do. I could give me a check. I'll sign my death right now because there's nothing else from this world that I would want. This is the start of how you will be feeling, because it's the spiritual awakenings, the spiritual high that makes you feel that there's nothing you cannot conquer. An extremely powerful spiritual high that you're getting. When spiritually speaking, emotionally speaking, I was starting to say, when there's nothing left to look at, you have it all, and you say, now I could pass if I wanted, you look up. And looking up is where the rest of the information comes to you, where you can travel to other planes, you can shift timelines, you see yourself. The way the movies are made today, when there's never just a one timeline. There's, it began in the 60s with the flashbacks, okay? But now we have broken time. We see people traveling different dimensions. They receive information, especially these high-tech cyborg-type movies. And you see that they're moving and shifting in time. Their mind is bringing them. This is what you are starting to realize. We don't live in 3 dimensions. We don't live in 1 dimension. We don't live in 2 dimensions. There are many, many dimensions. And there are as many dimensions, I would like to think, as our mind will allow us to conceive. And you're going there. This is the beginning for you, Leo. You're on a roll. You are definitely on a roll. Now, the change that is going to be taking place, the beginning of change for you, Leo, is change where you seek out others that can propel you forward in this cammino, the Italian word, in this path. And you are looking not for partners in crime, but you're looking for those who can enrich you, those who can guide you, those who can enlighten you. And you'll find that your circle of friends will change from your own account. This is from your own will. You'll want that to happen. There's no abandoning here. I don't see doors closing or anything like that. No, I see a jump, a high, going places where you've never been before. Very, very powerful, very, very powerful. I'm lightheaded myself just talking about it. And it's this time around, these readings in July, Leo, have been so different one from the other. There is, for 2 to 3 signs, a common theme, but they're so different one from the other that at times I wonder, how could that be? And it is true, because the cards shout, when the cards are very clear, and they have been very clear. It's a joy to read them. Let's go to the Strength card, Leo. Yeah, you will be. Look at that. We've got an announcement, all right, here. We've got a letter, lettera, and it's a surprise, and it could be also a trip, a surprise trip. Legit, it's a lightness of being. This could also be faith. It is faith, in fact. Nemica, a female enemy. Intrigue. okay? And I'm reading it as intrigue, because you are intrigued in this period where it is your birthday period. It could be precisely around the days of your birthday when it starts, whether it's in July or in August, that you are going to be tested. Your faith will be tested. And this lightness of being that also speaks to sex, in that same vein, it's not sex per se in the reading, but it is what the, how can I say, when orgasm occurs, many people have described that as being in such spiritual bliss. And this is what I'm seeing. This is what the card is communicating to me. Very, very powerful period. We need to ride this wave, Leo, because this is a one-time deal, you know. Step on that train. All right, now, the environment during the month of July. What is happening? The trip, here you go, the viaggio. There is a trip, and this could even mean a spiritual journey. It doesn't necessarily mean to, you know, buy tickets, take a plane. Then we have the vecchia signora, the old lady who speaks to positive change, and the ladro, the thief, who speaks to negative change. Again, you'll see a pattern here. We have this nemica, a female enemy, and we have the ladro, speaks to negative change, counterbalanced by the other two cards. These are definitely at two different ends of the spectrum, and these as well. And you are tested. Your faith is being tested. Mi raccomando, they would say in Italian. I know that you can make it. I know that you could do it. Get prepared. Put on those boxing gloves. And let's go on to see the insight into Ochozi, the Santeria 10 card. All right, we've got the servant. We've got servo, servant. We have alegria, the happiness, and allegrezza al cuore, happiness in the heart. Now, this also speaks to engagements, coming together, announcing that you are a new couple. And this, again, is a more ominous card. And it does talk about your faith being tested. So let's remember that. And let's take a look at this Virgin Mary card. We've got casa, house, speranza, hope, and disgrazia, disgrace. Now, isn't that amazing? They all tell you that there is looming in the background something that can set you off and dissuade you. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Let me take the runes to see what they can tell us. It's an interesting beginning for what's coming up in the future. All right, let's take a look here. You're going it alone. This is definitely the case. You're going it alone with Manat Smirkstave. And this, as I said, this is the beginning, because it's the spiritual high that will propel you forward. It is the beginning. This is time. Yera beats time. It's just the beginning of something. Hagal, hagalas, does call on you to do more soul searching and seek within rather than without. And what's interesting for me is that, again, Rido's here. There's a contraposition, an antagonism between Manat's, this going it alone, and Rido, which is telling you this is a journeying room. Actually, there will be a spiritual journey, and it will be a personal quest. Now, there are two lovely, lovely runes here. First of all, the key, I call it the key Otala in Merkstave, and there is no key for you. The key lies within. There's nothing on the outside that you can bring home to help you. And I've got Kienad's Merkstave, okay? Kienad's Merkstave is you don't see that curveball coming, this ominous boding in the future. You don't see it coming, so beware. But we have Soilo right in the sun, right in the middle of the casting and Tyr, which both talk of success. And I have no doubt that you will step to the challenge, Leo, and success will be yours, spiritually speaking. You're going to go over all of those hurdles. Very, very, very lovely, 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 powerful reading, Leo. I'm happy to give you this message. Once again, happy birthday. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. To my old and new subscribers, welcome and thank you. Until we read together again, bye-bye. Also, those of you who want a private reading, please go to my website, www.christellemartinette.com, and you'll find under readings, there'll be a page there explaining everything, or just write to me, readings@christellemartinette.com. Bye-bye.